Yo, what is up gamers? It is Samool back again with another Epic 7 video for you guys today. And today I'm going to be talking about a topic that not a lot of people have covered, and that's going to be which connection units are worth pulling for. Now if you guys don't know what connection units are, it's this guy sitting on the left here. If you click him where I'm clicking, you'll access a menu here that will show you all the list of 16 available connection units, and you can basically fill out quests to unlock them and get that unit for free. Now before I get started with this video though guys, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel if you guys aren't already subscribed, because you'll be getting updates when videos and guides release. We've been doing a lot of gameplay videos as well, and also you'll get updates when my live stream goes live, where I've been playing on my main account, playing some World Arena, some PvP, I'm just doing my dailies as well, showing you guys my PvE teams, and also playing on my alt free-to-play 3-star only account, where we've been progressing together through basically all of PvE and PvP. I'm probably going to play on that for as long as I can and try to get to the end of the game, only using 3-star units just for fun. Also, if you guys are interested in watching me play other games such as Lost Ark or Teamfight Tactics or other stuff like that, make sure you hit the follow button on my Twitch channel, because that's where I'm streaming most of my alternative games that I've been playing. Now that being said guys, let's get into the video here. So if you click the unit on the left sitting at the table, you'll access this menu. You'll actually see I haven't actually filled them all out. One of these units that I haven't done is actually very good. I just haven't had a need for her. The other one, yeah, not that great. But let's start from top to bottom. So we're starting with Kawazu here. So Kawazu is a pretty crappy unit. He has like some defense break mechanics, but honestly, he's just not worth using because he's just not good. He doesn't do enough damage. There's no reason to take him over any other unit in the game, honestly. This guy really needs an exclusive equipment or a buff. Next, we have Bomb Model Kana, the unit that I haven't done yet. Bomb Model Kana is very, very good. She has an AoE attack in her S3 that will strip, also increase speed of all of your allies, and also give herself attack buff. Her S2 is like a stance thing, which will, give her effectiveness or speed and dual attack chance. Basically, shelling stance, which will give you effectiveness, is nice for extra strip potential. And her speed and dual attack chance is just going to be extra damage, right? And then her S1 is a 2-target attack that increases proportional to your speed as well. So yeah, she's a very, very good AoE damage dealer. She has a speed buff for your team, which is very nice, especially if you don't have a speed buff. And she has a strip, which makes her very good in like Asmonak and Queen, and very self-sustainable with the attack buff for herself. So yeah, Bomb Model Kana, if you guys don't have her guys, I recommend getting her ASAP. You can unlock her quest by completing episode 3 chapter 2, I believe. And she's very good in like Golem. She's best in slot for Earth Expedition. She's very strong in Asmonak. She's very good in a lot of areas of content. You can use her in Raid as well for pretty much every single boss. She's very, very strong. Very strong overall PvE unit. If you need an AoE DPSer, Bomb Model Kana is the best free-to-play option you can get without waiting for any banners. Next, we have Free Spirit Terrier. So you guys got her for free, so there's no real point in saying if you guys should do the quest or not, because you already have her. But she's a very, very good unit. So you can use her as a dog walker slash farmer, which means you can use her in adventure to, just AoE with her S2 over and over because it resets on kill, and clear the stages really fast to farm your penguins and catalysts. And also late game, if you invested into her, you can use her as a one-shot hunt unit. You can use her as a defense breaker for like Wyvern 13 one-shot, Asmonak one-shot, and Katie's one-shot. Even Banshee one-shot, she's good. I've seen her used in all of them. They just require specific team comps, but she still works there. She's a very, very strong unit, and she might even lessen the gear requirements of your one-shot teams if you run the team comp that revolves around her. Next we have Montmorency, also a very, very easy quest. Oh yeah, before I keep going, I understand Bomb Model Kana's quest is like super long, you guys might be lazy, but let me say again, like she's very, very worth it. She's super, super strong in PvE. Okay, so next we have Montmorency, guys, really easy quest, must do. She's a very, very powerful unit. She is not that strong until you specialty change her, but once you do specialty change her, she becomes the best cleanser in the game, and one of the best healers in the game next to Tamarin, of course. And she is very good in pretty much everywhere in PvE you can slaughter. You can slaughter for every single expedition. You're gonna have to use her for Abyss. Like pretty much, you're gonna have to use her. Yeah, you're gonna have to use her in some Hell Raid. You can also use her as a Wyvern tank. You can also use her in Asmonak and Katie's. She's a very, very strong unit. Just super broken, guys. Make sure you do the quest and make sure you do her specialty change as well. Next, we have Lorena. Lorena is also one of those units that you must do. She's super OP. Best single target DPS in the game that's free to play because she has S3 that does a lot of damage, like an execute, not really that big of a deal, but her main damage dealing ability is going to be her S1, which will CR push herself, so it gives her CR cycling. You can build her on a little bit less speed and more damage, and also this has a Daydream Joker built-in effect where you're going to do more damage the more HP the boss has. Also, you'll see she gets a stacking attack buff, and this is before her specialty change, by the way. When you specialty change her, she gets so many more benefits, makes her so much stronger, even though her original form is strong already. So I really recommend investing into Lorena, guys. She's super powerful. They actually made the connection quest a lot easier than before. It used to be like you had to do like a million urgent missions and stuff like that, which was really annoying. But now, you know, Lorena's quest isn't as bad, and you really want to use her ASAP. I recommend actually 6-starring her, you know, pretty much right after your Wyvern team and after like Adventure Ross, because she's going to be your main single target DPS for Hell Raid and for Abyss and pretty much just anywhere you need a single target DPS, like even Adventure. Next we have Angelica. You guys probably already have her done because her quest is really easy, and I always recommend using Angelica as your Wyvern tank. She's very good in Wyvern, don't get me wrong, the best tank for free-to-play players, especially if you're running a Mui alongside her. But the thing is, you can actually use her as a Tamarin replacement because most of the content in the game, especially when you hit mid to late game, you can't solo heal with just your Angelic Montmorency. You actually need another healer alongside her. And if you don't have Tamarins, like who do you use? Well, you already have Angelica built for Wyvern. You might as well use her there as well instead of Tamarin. So you can use her in like Abyss, Hell Raid, Azranak, basically anywhere. Her healing potential is insane. The numbers on her healing is crazy because her S3, you'll see this, the heal and the barrier are proportional to the caster's max HP, right? Same with her S2. Whereas A Momo's is going to be with the target's max HP. So A Momo, or I guess Montmorency in this case, will heal a lot less than Angelica because Angelica has so much health and super high base health. So her heals are going to heal so much. So that makes her a very, very good healer outside of Wyvern as well for general PvE purposes. So even if you have her, you know, on your Wyvern team, don't be afraid to use her in other content because she is very, very strong. Next we have Furious. This should be a no-brainer as well. I always recommend using him. Furious is super, super good in Wyvern, guys. He has a defense break, 100% chance. This is perma uptime because even though it's a 4-turn cooldown, it goes to 3 turns with the Molagora, and it basically is a 2-turn because his S2 will grant you an extra turn, which will reset the cooldown basically after you get your first one off. So very, very powerful 2-turn defense break, which is perma up on the boss if he's the fastest, with 100% chance to land, barring you don't get 15%ed. Next we have his S2 that will give 50% crit chance on his team, and if you build him fast enough and Mola this, if he's the first one to go on your team besides your healer, he will always keep the crit chance buff on your team up, so your team will have a less gear requirements for crit chance, so very, very nice. And that's one's just the bonus with the burn chance to actually stack debuffs on the boss if it lands, very, very nice. His quest is pretty hard to do, honestly, because you have to gift 400 Brave Crests, which means you have to get into a guild that actually is not dead to actually do that quest and get the Brave Quest for it. So I really recommend trying to get into a good guild ASAP and try to find one, even before you unlock Furious's quest, which you have to actually clear 3-10. Because, yeah, you want to start farming those Brave Crests, right? You don't have to earn the Brave Crest while his quest's open. You just need it in 400 Brave Crests, and you want to save it and then give it to Furious because, yeah, like I said, he's very, very strong for Wyvern. You still want to run him. Very powerful. Next, we have Alexa. So Alexa is easy to pull, but if you didn't pull her, you might want to do her specialty or her connection quest because she is a very, very strong Wyvern unit. Even one of her quests is to clear Wyvern, and that's because, yeah, she's a really high damage dealer. She has 2 attacks in her S1 when she crits, which is very, very strong because Daydream Joker will actually proc twice, which is the bulk of your damage for Wyvern. The only thing is you might not use her in your comp if you have all the right pieces. But what I mean by the right pieces are Sigrid / Clarissa, one of the two, and then Mui, and then Furious. If you have those 3 as your DPS core, you don't really need Alexa, especially for early game. But if you don't have either Sigrid or Clarissa, or even Mui, you might want to slot in Alexa because, yeah, she's the second best option to all those units. So if you don't have those units, make sure you pull Alexa from connections and you use her ASAP because she's a godsend for Wyvern as well. Next we have Hazel. So Hazel's actually a good late game for Earth Expedition and Golem, but outside of that, not really worth it. So early game you can ignore this, but if you get to Earth Expo and you still don't have Tamarin and you want to farm Golem, you still don't have Tamarin, you can use Hazel. You can also specialty change her to make her even better, and she's a very, very good option. She benefits her team when she has a full fire team. She'll give greater attack buff to everyone. Next we have Elson. Used to be super broken and people would always say to do his connections ASAP and use him. Now he's not that great anymore, so easy skip. This guy used to be OP, which sounds funny, but a long time ago he was actually OP, but he's fallen far from grace. Next we have Jet. So Jet's easy to skip on the connection quest as well. The only time you should ever really worry about getting him early game from connections is if you want to do Banshee normal team ASAP. Jet is really good in Banshee normal, but everywhere else he sucks, and I personally don't recommend farming Banshee in a normal team. I always recommend waiting until you can one-shot it because the runs take forever. But if for some reason you want to start farming Banshee ASAP for normal team, then Jet is a very, very good option. You just pair Jet with like a Momo and then like Vildred and like another AoE DPS and you should be good to go. Next we have Silk. Silk is also, actually she's kind of worth it for some floors in Abyss where you need to CR manipulate, because she has a lot of CR pushing. You'll see with her S3 she has the speed for everyone, right, and then speed down on the enemies, and you're going to see with her S1 it'll decrease CR, and you can soul burn this manually to actually push it even more. So very, very nice. You'll also see, you know, CR from her focus as well with her S2. So Silk is a very good unit for some Abyss floors that need to, you know, really rely on pushing the boss back. For example, like floor 85 with Dark Corvus, she is one of the best units there. And if that's the case, you might want to do her quest. I think that's why I did her quest actually. And then what I did is I kept her at 4 stars and just used her for Dark Corvus floor a long time ago, and she was very, very good. So if that's the case, then you might want to fill out her connection quest and use her. Next we have Cartusia. Yeah, this furry kind of sucks. Yeah, not that good. Don't even do it. He's just not worth it. Crozet used to be very good in Wyvern. The only thing is now you don't really need him because as a Wyvern tank, because Mewy has that decreased attack on 100% chance. You don't stack the debuff. It's just kind of a waste. And also he was really good in Wyvern 3-man teams. Now you can't. Well, you can make a Wyvern 3-man team, but it's not really worth it because yeah, the benefit of a 3-man team was that you can, you know, level your fodder as you were farming Wyvern. But nowadays with the Penguin system, EXP isn't that much of a problem anymore, so you don't really need Crozet. Next we have Maya. Yeah, Maya sucks as well, kind of the same boat as Cartusia. These two units really need buffs, same with like Kawazu, I guess. Not really worth investing your time and resources into trying to, you know, pull this unit. Next we have Yuna. So Yuna I actually think is very underrated. Really good PvE unit. The only bad thing is that her S2, which is a buff as a DPS unit, doesn't have an extra turn built in like Furious, so it's kind of clunky, but she has a lot of CR pushing in AoE with her S1 and S3, and yeah, she has attack buff and speed buff. So if you're lacking an attack buff and a speed buff, then I recommend using Yuna because yeah, she supplies both, and she has a lot of AoE damage. I use her a lot in raids, such as for Secretary Vera, where you need a lot of AoE, also for Executioner Carcanus, the red boss, even the first boss, the Dark Spider, very strong, even good in like basically every boss actually, because she has attack and speed buff and AoE. You can even use her in Asmonak, she just lacks a strip, right? So I think Yuna is very underrated, and I personally recommend pulling for her if you lack both an attack and a speed buff, and you need an AoE DPS. If those conditions are met where you're lacking all three, then Yuna might be worth investing into because yeah, her quest does take a while, guys. You have to give her 1200 AP in epic catalysts, and like I don't even know how much this is. This is like 1500 in rare catalysts, so that's 2700 AP in catalysts basically. But yeah, I think she's worth it if you're lacking all of those. Otherwise, you might want to skip her because yeah, that's a lot of catalysts you have to give up. But yeah, very, very strong PvE unit. Damage is a little bit on the weak side, but she has a lot of CR pushing and buffs, and I think she's pretty solid. So yeah, that's pretty much it for what I think is worth doing the quest for from the connections unit list. Now, if you guys disagree with anything I say, that's fine. Just let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about some other units. And as always, guys, I really appreciate you guys supporting my channel. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.